In this video, we're going to be talking about tips to surviving an active shooter. This could be in a mall, schools, department store, grocery store, or anywhere in the public square. Now, this is relevant to people all over the world, not just in the United States, because you have to remember something, that though it may be illegal to own or carry a firearm in certain parts of the world, criminals don't care about laws, so this video applies to everyone, everywhere. Stick around. I've thought long and hard about making this video. I know it's going to be a little bit more of a touchy subject than some of the other topics I've covered. I don't claim no special credentials. I'm not a former Navy SEAL, special ops. I'm not a police officer. I'm just somebody who navigates life like you do, and I study these things and I care about people, so therefore I'm going to make a video about surviving an active shooter from my own personal perspective and what I would do. And one thing you're going to notice with this video is that there's going to be no new idea under the sun. This is going to be very common sense driven. So let's get started. This whole issue is why people have concealed carry. This is why people train to be able to use a firearm, because their greatest concern is an active shooter. That's the main reason why people carry firearms. That, and of course, lethal threats to their own life of some other form. But, you know, the first line of defense against an active shooter is somebody who can shoot back. But let's talk about the other survival methods. First and foremost, if you can evacuate, evacuate. If you carry and you feel like it's your responsibility to deal with the threat, well, then that's another option. But as far as somebody looking to get away, evacuation's the number one order of the day. What does this entail? Well, first and foremost, anywhere you go, you want to be mindful of the exits. It's just a good habit to get into. You need to be committed to evacuation, even if others are not willing to follow you. Now, of course, you want to get your loved ones out of there, but you may be in a situation where you have to make this decision for yourself. Don't worry about your belongings. You don't have time for that. If it's possible to help others escape, do so, but do it quick. A lot of people don't think about this, but it's very important to keep your hands visible for a number of reasons. You don't want to look like a suspect. Now, if you come across wounded people that you want to help, you're going to have to count the cost, because it's going to cost you time and could cost you your own survival. But the decision to stop and help any wounded person versus getting away is just going to have to be a personal decision. If my family's at home and I'm by myself, I'm getting home to my family. Once you're safe, you need to be on the phone with 911. If evacuation is not possible, you're going to have to find a place to hide. As far as hiding places are concerned, it should be, of course, out of the view of the shooter. And number two, it should be a place where you can take cover. If shots are fired in your direction, you need a safe and secure spot to hide out. And you need to be able to move around. You need to be able to move from place to place. I didn't create this video to promote Premier Body Armor per se, but a while back I did a video on Premier Body Armor and their backpack inserts, which in a situation like that could definitely save a life. These bulletproof inserts fit right down into a backpack, and something like that could be used as a shield, especially when relocating if need be. I reviewed one of their inserts, and that review is available if you want to watch it. In fact, I'll just drop the link in the description. These Premier backpack inserts are especially helpful for students. If it's possible, please don't trap yourself in a tight, restricted area. If you get in a place of hiding and you're able to lock the door or barricade the door, do it. As quick as you can, make sure your phone is silenced. Sometimes evacuation is not possible. Sometimes hiding is not possible. Sometimes the only option we have is to take action against the active shooter. And I'm referring to situations where you are in imminent danger if you don't do something. For example, we tell people never go to the second location if you're put at gunpoint. You have to fight. Your chances of survival are greater if you just fight than if you go to the second location. There are some situations where engaging the active shooter is the only option you have. If there's any other option, then you would have been able to take it. But I'm talking about if there's no other option. There's no guaranteed survival in this situation. There's no magic formula. Disclaimer, you have to make this decision for yourself, obviously, and I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is give you the possible survival options. If you make the attempt to survive and you fail, it is what it is. That's reality. That's how it happens sometimes. Sometimes in life, the only option we do have is to go out with a fight. Everybody's in different situations. I carry everywhere I go. I am also armed with a knife and pepper spray. Sometimes you just got to use what you got. You may have to throw something at them. You may have to cause distractions. Act like an absolute wild man or woman. Do whatever you got to do to survive that situation. When you get in these situations and there's no escape, you've got to commit to your survival. You've got to be committed in that time. What choice do you have? This leads to another topic that could be an entirely different video, and that is the art of ambush. Sometimes active shooters are ambushed. They're ambushed at a time when they are unaware of what's going on, and people are oftentimes able to seize them and seize their weapon. When you ambush an attacker or an assailant that is unaware of your ambush, you cannot allow space. The most successful ambushes are those that take away all space from the assailant, and you are attacking that weapon, meaning you're doing everything possible to keep that weapon from being available to that assailant. This is the part of the video where I tell you, if you're committed to learning how to fight in these situations, you're going to have to train. I can't make this video about training. I've got to give tips. But if you're committed to being able to physically deal with an assailant, you've got to commit to some training. A lot of martial arts academies in your area will have training devoted to defensive tactics, real world attacks. In the group I train in, we deal with trapping weapons, we deal with disarms, we deal with real life sparring, real life fighting in situations where weapons are being drawn. And a lot of jiu-jitsu schools provide this, a lot of schools in your area. And if you're really interested in getting some hands-on training, that is something to invest in. Both of my defensive tactics coaches are in law enforcement. They work in the field and they encounter real life things, and they bring a lot of this stuff to the table and we train it. People can learn a lot of foundational things watching YouTube video instructionals, but if you really want to learn and gain real skill set, you've got to get in the fray. You've got to get in the thick of it and train with real people and train with real resistance. Martial arts is martial arts, and a lot of it is geared toward competition. But if you can get into a martial arts academy that has a defensive tactics division where you get to train in real world type combat, that's what you want to do. I'm going to be doing a part 2 to this video very soon, talking about the aftermath. If you have to take action against an active shooter and you have to use lethal force, then what? We're going to be talking about that in the next video. This is no easy topic and there's no easy way to prepare for it, but it's better than never doing anything to prepare for it. And that's why I'm providing this video as a foundation to help you get started somewhere. Now, I'd like to end this video with a question. Have you ever been in a real life situation? What did you do to survive? Put that in the comments for me. Thanks for watching. Take care.